Oh my gosh, I am incredibly excited because I've got Andrew Pepper here with me today. And Andrew's probably one of my favorite people on the planet. That's not a lie, Andrew. I say that all the time. I have a lot of conversations about you because we know so many of the same people, or I'll just meet people that know you automatically. And I'm really, really excited about this one. So I'm happy you're in my
Thank
world.
thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. Ditto, my
Yeah.
friend.
So, yeah, I wanted to share a lot about what you're doing right now. So, Andrew, tell everybody like where you're at, information on the team. Talk to me a little bit about that Florida sun you enjoy so much.
Yes, ma'am. Andrew Pepper, Sarasota, Florida, the Pepper team. We're serving between Tampa and Fort Myers. If you don't know the Gulf Coast, come see us. We have the #1 beach in the country, Siesta Key, and veteran based. So myself and our other top agent on our team are both veterans. We love veterans. We're passionate about helping veterans and giving back to veterans, and that's what we've geared our last two big events, as well as some small events to fundraising to give back to local veterans. So
Yeah, I was just, that's actually how you and I met. We met at a military event at Keller Williams Mega Camp years ago, where you and my husband made a ton of tacos left over from our military event, and we served them out to the homeless. I mean, I think that was my first time meeting you. Gosh, I don't even know. This was like 4 or 5 years ago.
yeah,
And right then and there, I mean, your heart for giving back showed immediately to me. And I think that's what always, and I think that's what draws a lot of people to you. Obviously, is your heart. You care so much. And so I love that. But I've seen this event that you guys put on, and it's extraordinary. So tell me a little bit about this. Tell me a little bit about this event, because I was just watching the video again of one of your most recent events, or one of your last events, and it's just awesome. So what are you guys doing?
yeah, thank you. So #1, it's always tied to a charity. Every event that we have, we give back. This one is for an organization called SRQ Vets. So SRQ is the airport symbol for Sarasota. And it's just a local grassroots veterans helping veterans. If a veteran cannot get the help from the VA, we step in. Or if the veteran refuses to, or is scared to, or whatever, we're the gap where they can't get help. To the point of, I think it was maybe 3 years ago now, there was a veteran that we heard through the grapevine. He was a Vietnam vet. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it, a lot of the support that we give veterans now are post 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the veterans from 2001 and prior, not forgotten, but they're just not. They don't have the resources and they're not eligible for as much support as the post 9/11 veterans are. So, um, like most Vietnam vets, he was super prideful and just very to himself. And we found out through the grapevine that he had been living without an air conditioner here in Florida for 3 years. And so myself, a couple other local business owners, and one of them happened to own an HVAC company. He basically sold the air conditioner to us at cost, and he ate the labor costs. So a few of us went in and put in an air conditioner in this gentleman's home, and it was just that was I think the real taste for the local veterans. That was probably the one that really I was like, man, I want to be a part of this. How do I
Love
find
that.
out?
Yeah, I love that so much because, my background is obviously in veteran service organizations prior to real estate, and now at the national level. But I agree with you. The national level folks get a lot of money. I'm sure we all know that. There's some big ones that make millions, and that's great. There's some big ones based out of Florida even that make millions and still push a lot of money now to the local charities. But there is a really great opportunity for us as real estate agents to connect more into the community, just like you're doing, to help these smaller initiatives that really are boots on the ground. Let's, not to be funny when we're talking about military nonprofits, but there are boots on the ground. They're the ones that have a faster to connection to these veterans like you're talking about. So I love that you found this nonprofit to partner up with for this client event. So this client event that you do, it's not a small deal. There's a lot that's going on there, right? Like, so you're basically doing, what do you like, a concert, a family fun day? Like there's a lot in there. Talk to me about the event itself.
Yeah, so the first year that we did it, it was a complete test. Luckily, we're fortunate to have a gentleman, Mr. Andy Purcell, who is a local artist from Arcadia, Florida. He's mainstream. He's open for a lot of very mainstream artists. I think 20 plus now, and he's a very gifted musician and singer and songwriter. And so the first year we had him perform. We also have Sarasota Military Academy. The cadets come out and sing. The choir sings, and they open our ceremony with the national anthem. And then when Andy takes his first break, they sing again during that break, and it's just
I
breathtaking.
love that part. Yeah, that was so cool.
It feels good. It makes you realize how special this country is, and that the next generation really has something good coming for us. And it's just it's a lot of fun. So we try to, from all ages. We have retirees to toddlers running around. We do a little bit of everything. We've done anything from the blow up air stuff for the kids. The dunk tank is a huge hit.
You so I have to stop you there because I don't think I've seen you in a video for an event where you don't somehow end up in water. And I laughed so hard when I just saw the dunk tank part in the video. I was like, Andrew Pepper's just drawn to falling into water of some sort. Yes. So if you haven't seen videos of Andrew at specifically Glover U events, right? You always end up in a body of water. So I love it. Yeah. The dunk tank did look fun. You do.
Yeah. There are people that will pay a lot of money to dunk me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Reminds me of our old pie in the face days, right? For when you're raising funds for your family readiness group and your military stuff, right? Like those pies would get a lot of money, and the dunk tanks will too. I love it. That's awesome. But yeah, it's all like face painting. You had all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, face painting, cornhole, the blow up axe throwing has been a really big hit. Adults and kids love axe throwing, but if you're gonna have kids, you can't really have real axes. So we found a really cool blow up axe throwing. We have a silent auction. We have giveaways basically every 30 minutes to an hour. Man, I've got a list of stuff that I'll share with you because I know I'm going to forget some things, but we have.
Yeah, we're going to put a playbook together, trucks. Right? Yeah, I saw the food trucks. So are you now? So obviously this event, it's a lot. You have a lot going on, right? So I'm assuming the Pepper team isn't footing the whole bill for this, right? You get some sponsorships as well.
Yeah, we probably weren't very smart about it the first year.
None of us are.
Yeah. The last year we did a very good job, and the cool thing was whatever money that we raised, our team matched that and added some on. So last year we raised a little over 10,000, I think just shy of $11,000. Just in a 3-hour fun day with a concert and some fun, and so that was really cool.
That's a game changer to a grassroots community nonprofit organization. I mean, $20,000. $11,000, whatever it is. I mean, that is a game changer. I mean, you and I were part of a give back in Anaheim when we were at Keller Williams Family Reunion. We gave back to a local nonprofit there. I think we were just over $6,000, right? You were instrumental in helping with that along with a bunch of our friends. But that nonprofit has come back and let us know what a game changer that was for them, because they just don't, those grassroots community organizations don't see those numbers come in. They're pennies almost that they get, little bits, $25, $10, $15. So that's huge, right? So you're having fun, but you're giving back, right?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
That's so cool. So the
I never feel like what you're giving doesn't count. Like,
right.
Give whatever you can. $1, $5, it goes a long ways. If everybody gave $5, that goes a long ways. So
yeah. So your ROI on something like that, I would think, goes beyond anything outside of, you are continuously thought of somebody who genuinely cares about your community. And I think people want to work with people that genuinely care about their community. I think that's amazing. I think that's awesome. So you guys, go ahead. Sorry.
I definitely don't do it for the ROI. And like you and I talked about off camera, I don't even really like talking about the ROI, but the cool thing is the massive return on investment are the veterans' lives that we touch, right? And the other cool thing is the relationships get deeper and deeper every event. And to the point that people are like, man, I can't wait till your next event. Let us know when your next event is. We just had a client last week reach out and they're like, when's your next event? And I'm like, oh, like I want so bad to have one this year. And I just don't know if it's going to happen because the venue that we've had in the last 2 years, when the band's available, that venue's booked. And we've reached out to like 5 other venues and they're booked. And, you know, as you know, we got hit by the hurricane. So that's been fun for real estate in general, as well as, you know, our personal properties got hit and they're still not fixed. And to the tune that it's just been an expensive year, you know, for those of us that are playing with insurance in Florida, 7 companies now are insolvent.
Yeah.
It's just a tough time for a lot of people. So that's even more of a reason I kind of want to have the event.
Yeah.
It's just hard to get everybody's schedules aligned. So if we
Well,
get one squeezed in this year, we may have to have 2 next year.
well, there you go. You could do a spring and a fall, maybe, because it's a little hot in the middle of summer there to be having all that stuff outside. I would, you know, I think that's a problem that a lot of us are facing this year. And I think you and I have talked a little bit about this offline. I think a lot of us are seeing, right, maybe still having a good year unit wise, but volume wise, right? Everybody's price range dropped a little bit with interest rate hikes. You guys are seeing tremendous costs for the insurance side. You know, we even had that personally on a home in Florida where we couldn't even insure the roof. You know, but it was astronomical. I think a lot of people and a lot of agents right now that I've been talking to are kind of a little hesitant to pull off some of these events, right? Some of these larger events that we're doing, because even some of our sponsors have seen the squeeze, right? Like, so the money coming in is a little bit lower, right? Because I think the average cost of sales for most teams or most agents I've talked to is down, right? Because affordability is down. But then all of our expenses are the same or higher, right? Because of inflation. So that's making it a little tough. And then I think there's a little bit of a squeeze, even when we go to our sponsors, who are all amazing people. You know, when we reach out to these lenders who are seeing down years and things like that as well, it's tough. It's super tough. So I know that can be a big decision maker when trying to decide to do these things.
Yeah. And then it's just a scheduling thing. I was looking at the last event we had. We reached out to 24 food trucks, and 4 of the 24 were available during that date. And then one of them, the day of the event, canceled. So, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, and it was out of their control. Like their food truck basically quit working. So,
yeah,
you reach out to 24 and you have 3. And then same thing with sponsors, you know, not everybody can give, but we're super grateful from the band donating to our title company, to our top lender, to our top inspector, the HVAC company that I talked about earlier that helped put that HVAC has always been a big supporter, a local insurance agent, and then a local tree company. Those were our big sponsors from last year. And it's just cool to see that community come together. And the ironic thing is a lot of these people we met at charity events.
right.
And it's just like-minded people that are givers with big hearts. And most of them are veterans or love veterans. And it's just a cool, it's not even, you're not even asking them. Like, they want to be a part of it. And those are the people that we like to do life together and do events together because it's exciting. And the first one we did, clients only, or clients and they could invite someone, and it was a great turnout, and we had a lot of people. I think we had 150 to 200 people at our first one, which was plenty. And the second we opened up to the public, and even though it rained right before the event, we still had over 400 people come. So that was a fun second event and first public event. And that was with very little to maybe no paid advertising about the event, just word of mouth and, social media and a couple of emails to our prior clients.
That shows the attraction that people are having to you, to the team, right? Overall, because you're coming from contribution and your heart is, and there's an authenticity to everything you do. And it continues to show through this style of event that you're so community based. You do everything with heart, with good intentions, and it continues to follow through. And I think when you're telling me you have a 400 person event with no paid advertising, there's your ROI, right? Your ROI is that people see you for exactly the wonderful person that you are, right? And I think it just comes back to you when you do things for the right reason, it always comes back. It always comes back. I love that. I think it's amazing. I hope for all those folks that you're able to get back out there and do it again soon and can coordinate all that, because that is such a cool event.
Thank you. Yeah, I just looked on my, I wasn't ignoring you. I was looking on my cost tab to double check, but we did send out, postcards to our past clients, but I don't see any paid advertising from the last event. So that was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I absolutely, I love that kind of just brand awareness all around. And I mean, again, I think it comes back to, and I just did something in our office yesterday, and we talked about authenticity was the kind of the overarching theme. And I think that's the most important thing, right? Like when we're doing these events, are they authentic to you, right? Do they feel like Andrew Pepper, right? The Pepper team, like that feels like something that the Pepper team would put on, right? I couldn't see you doing a purse auction, right? Like that would be totally weird, right? You're doing something that is so on brand for you. You're doing something that has so much heart. And when you immediately open it to the public and there's 400 people that are coming with just some postcards to your past clients and, maybe some emails that went out, that's phenomenal. That's outstanding. Not only that, you're getting all these sponsors who truly believe in you too, right? You're surrounding yourself with the people that have the same heart that you do. It's huge.
Yeah, I do. The only other thing I do remember that we did was the morning of the event, we printed out some flyers and went and handed them out at two main locations. I remember one is like a local market, kind of like local farm, local farmers, local market. And the other one was like a local kids, like huge soccer tournament.
That's awesome. What a good
So
idea.
that was a fun, easy touch, and the kids wanted to come, so that was find a couple other areas where you can just go invite people last minute, because a lot of people don't have something to do, or they'll change their plans for something like that. So
yeah, what a great idea. I love that. I love that idea. So, I mean, obviously a lot of coordination goes up front. You do have operations team that can help some of that heavy lifting. I know you probably do a lot. But you don't.
Thank God for director of operations.
Yeah.
Because I will honestly say she probably did 95% of the work. I mean, I was looking at the 36 main items on our to-do list, and I'm not sure what I did other than show up. So
okay, so that's good leverage, right? Like, so as a team leader, right, when you get to that level and you can kind of create like, hey, here's what we want to do, and you have the ability to leverage that out to your team. It's what we're supposed to be doing, right?
It was awesome showing up to the event and having 6 of us plus some spouses and family members to help set up and tear down. And it's a lot easier with some help.
Yeah, it takes
and
a village.
She had her spouse there, I had my spouse there, we had some friends that wanted to pitch in and help. So it's definitely a team effort.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I appreciate you sharing this with us. I know we're gonna throw together all the info you sent over kind of like in a little playbook to share with everybody, but I'm also going to share the videos, because the videos are incredible. And that's the other thing. I don't want to miss out on that too. You had some incredible video put together for that. Now that's content that lives forever for the Pepper team, right? So that, I mean, and again, I know the monetary ROI isn't your focus, and it almost never is. And I think that's fantastic. But you guys are smart enough to do the things like the videos and stuff like that you can use moving forward and repurpose that content over and over again. We're going to share that too. It's amazing. Definitely 100%. If you are looking for some help or need a referral partner in the Fort Myers to Tampa area, Pepper team is absolutely the go-to. If you can't tell, their hearts are in the right place at all times for it. So Andrew, we're going to make sure all your contact information is in there, and I want them to connect with you too on like Facebook. You do an awesome every morning. Talk to me real quick about what you're doing every morning with your videos too.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm a huge fan of John Maxwell and huge fan of growth and mindset. And so I like to share a message every day just to encourage and focus on the things that matter most. So
Yeah. And the reason I wanted to share that is because everybody needs that kind of thing in their life, I think, these days more than ever. And so I hope that everybody's connecting with you. If they're not already connected with you, it would not shock me if 75% of the people watching this email or watching this video are already connected with you. But I appreciate your time because I know how busy you are. And I love you very, very much. And so happy to have you in my life. Thank you.
Thanks so much. You too.